Okay, so if you're not a US resident, but you're trying to do business in the US, you've probably hit this wall. It's super frustrating. You've got the clients, you've set up your company, but you just can't get that one crucial piece of the puzzle, a US bank account. Well, today we're going to show you the key that unlocks that door. And that feeling? Yeah, it's so common. It's a story we hear constantly from freelancers, entrepreneurs, people selling stuff online all over the world. You do everything right, you follow all the steps to set up your US business, you're all ready to roll, and then just a dead end. The system just tells you no. All right, so let's get into it. What's that first big wall that pretty much everyone runs into? It really boils down to just one simple question, but for a lot of people, it feels absolutely impossible to answer.
Yep, that question right there. That's the one that just shuts the whole conversation down at pretty much every bank. And look, it's not like they're trying to make your life hard. Banks have to follow some really strict rules, things like the Patriot Act, to verify who their customers are. For them, the Social Security number, the SSN, is just the standard default way they do that. But since you're not a resident, you probably don't have one. And just like that, the conversation is over.
And that's the crazy paradox, right? It leaves so many people feeling completely stuck. You've gone through all the trouble to legally set up a business in the American market, but you're locked out of the financial system that makes it run. It really is like having a car sitting in the driveway but no key to start it.
But you know, the bank account issue, that's really just the tip of the iceberg. There's this other problem, kind of a hidden issue, that most people don't even realize they have until it's a bit too late.
So, think about it. If you're getting paid from anywhere in the US, maybe you have a US LLC or clients there, or you're selling on Amazon, even making money from YouTube, the IRS sees all of that as US-sourced income. It doesn't matter where in the world you're physically sitting, if the money came from the US, their rules apply. And here's the key thing you have to understand. You have a legal obligation, this is not optional, to report that income to the US government by filing a tax return. If you don't, you could be looking at penalties and a whole bunch of headaches later on. And boom, we're right back at that same wall, just looking at it from a different side. You're trying to do the right thing, you want to be compliant and file your taxes, but you can't, because to file taxes, you need a tax number. And you've already been told you can't get an SSN. It's a total catch-22. So what are you supposed to do? Okay, but this is where it all starts to click. This is the breakthrough. The whole reason you feel so stuck is because you've been asking for the wrong key this whole time. Let's look at the solution, because a tiny shift in what you're asking for changes absolutely everything.
See this right here? This is the one distinction that changes the entire game. The system isn't actually closed off to you. It's just that you've been trying to use a tool, the SSN, that was never made for you. The right tool, the one designed specifically for non-US residents, is something called an ITIN.
So what is an ITIN? It stands for Individual Taxpayer Identification Number. I mean, its whole purpose is right there in the name. It's a tax number made specifically for non-residents. And this is the crucial part. It's also the key that unlocks the door to getting that US bank account. And that is the big aha moment. The problem was never ever that you couldn't get a tax number. It was just that you were asking for the wrong one. The door labeled SSN was always going to be locked for you, but the ITIN door was standing wide open the whole time. All right, so what happens when you finally get this key? Like, what actually changes for you in the real world? Let's break down the results, because this is the good part. The second you have that ITIN, everything just shifts. That no you kept hearing from the bank, it finally turns into a yes. Now your clients in the US can pay you directly into a proper US account, which saves everybody a ton of money on those crazy international wire fees. And that big, scary tax problem, gone, solved. You can file your returns properly and be totally compliant with the IRS. And that is the real transformation we're talking about. It's way more than just paperwork. You go from feeling frustrated and totally in the dark to feeling empowered and in control. You're not on the outside looking in anymore. You're a legitimate player in the US economy.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Oh, great, another piece of government bureaucracy to deal with. But here's the really good news. If you apply for an ITIN directly, yeah, it can take months. But you don't have to do that. There are specialized services and agents who are authorized by the IRS specifically to help non-residents get this done way faster and with a lot less pain.
So, let's wrap up with this thought. This huge problem, this thing that felt like a solid brick wall, it was really just a locked door, and all you needed was a different key. It kind of makes you wonder, right? How many other things in business and in life that feel like these impossible walls are really just unlocked doors, just waiting for us to find the right key?